Claire fluffed away, reading, just like the movies, The Twisted Tale of a Hollywood Hooker, from my book, Rhyme and Reason, Facets of a Life. Lusty Lisa was a Hollywood hooker, once a good looker, but fell on hard times. She could have been a contender, but the ultimate bender led her to a life of crime. I'm really not bad, just drawn that way, is what she'd say when busted by the law. But stupid really is as stupid does, 'cause no one really loves a coked-out aging whore. So she worked the street, trying to compete with others in her trade. Can you see I'm walking here? She made it clear that she would not be played. And John said, "Hi," from a car close by. She descended, "Are you talking to me?" John, "You can call me Mr. Tibbs, and I'm claiming dibs on your rentable pussy." "Well, you got me at hello, now where shall we go?" He replied, "Ain't no place like my home." "Fasten your seatbelt, it'll be a bumpy night." And he buckled her tight. She responded with a lustful moan. To the ocean they did drive, and when they did arrive, he escorted her to a small pontoon. "I think you need a bigger boat." It was a tiny house afloat, waiting there under the moon. He cried, "Oh, Stella, Stella!" She counted, "Listen here, fella, you can call me whatever you will. But Lisa's my name, and I'll play your game as long as you pay your bill." He pushed her aboard before losing his gourd. "That'll do, ho, that'll do." It was roomy inside, with places to hide, bathed in a garish hue. Ignore that man behind the curtain. Then she knew for certain that something wasn't right. "You gotta show me the money if you want a threesome, honey. $1,000,000. I'll even spend the night." "We got a problem," he said to the peeper. "She thinks I'm a creeper. Well, that rosebud ain't heard nothing yet." He threw her on the bed. She hit her vacant head, and darkness cast its eerie net. "She's alive! She's alive!" he quipped as she revived. The peeper pointed a camera at her face. "Are you ready for your close-up, or do you want a coke-up?" She wished she could reach her can of mace. "I may be a hoe, I'm still a person, though," she growled into the phallic lens. The men were unperplexed. She became more vexed. "And I have some burly biker friends." The peeper scoffed, "Frankly, my dear, let me make this clear. For threats, I don't give a damn. My primary goal is to save your wretched soul. For your father, I am. This is an intervention for your spiritual reinvention," he continued his pious diatribe. "I shall purge your vile flaws and baptize you in my cause. My righteous love you will imbibe." He handed the camera to her John and prepared to get it on. Mr. Tibbs set the camera to record. She quickly tried to think. On the bed she did shrink, mustering what strength she could afford. "Get your paws off me, you damn dirty chimp. You ain't my effing pimp," is all she could really think to say. This was just too damn bizarre, and pushing her too far. She'd never heard of this kink in roleplay. "Lisa, you're tearing me apart. Would you break your father's heart? You must repent and not resist. Let my seed cleanse you and spiritually ascend you. I'm afraid I really must insist. I never met my dad. I heard he was a cad." She tried to subvert this sordid scene. "You don't care my mother died, or all the nights I cried. Where the hell have you been?" "My precious, I'm here now, and it's my solemn vow to rid you of those demons of the flesh. When I saw the light, I swore to make it right. To do that, our bodies must mesh. So say hello to my special friend, and together we will mend your broken morality. Let your father in to banish all your sin and fix your wanton personality." With some aggressive cajoling, the camera still rolling, he mounted and pinned her beneath. "Here's Daddy." He thrust, but had he known her vagina had teeth, he would have thought twice before claiming this vice. He squealed like a pig. coin in the slot, in for the money shot. Mr. Tibbs didn't twig that this writhing reaction was not satisfaction, and the peeper's pecker was gone. As the camera zoomed in, blood sprayed onto his chin, and he realized something's quite wrong. He gasped, "Inconceivable! It's quite unbelievable!" Mr. Tibbs was shaken, not stirred. Beauty killed the beast, or so he thought at least. Then the peeper's groaning was heard. "But I'm not dead!" And he rolled off the bed, a bloody stump where his penis had been. "It's just a flesh wound," she scoffed, and his blood sprayed aloft. "It's not the worst that I've seen. Sometimes dead is better." And she started to get wetter, and gave Mr. Tibbs the eye. Mr. Tibbs freaked out. He had no doubt that's not the way he wanted to die. "I have it under control. I only chomp on arseholes who choose to disrespect me. My life is tough, and when things get rough, it's the only thing that protects me." The peeper groaned once more. He was bleeding out on the floor. "How can you do this to your own dad? My Lisa Marie, you complete me. Can't you see my intentions weren't bad? I'm Lisa Renata of the Vagina Dentata, and it seems you have me mistaken. For that I'm glad, although I'm still mad. I saved your real daughter being taken. I'm no prude, but you're one sick dude. You got what you had coming." Mr. Tibbs backed away from this gruesome display, turned and started running. The peeper struggled for breath and was very close to death when he offered her a financial reward. To save his sorry ass, she gave a hard pass, dragged him out and slid him overboard. Before he sank out of sight, he put up a good fight. She encouraged him to just keep swimming. Then it was "Hasta la vista, not sorry, mister," and she finally felt she was winning. Now Lisa owns her own home and is free to roam wherever she may sail. But don't try to find her, or she'll gladly remind you of this not-so-Hollywood tale.